Hello and welcome back to another Which v Which challenge. This time we're doing Logbox 720. However, since in Logbox 720 there's only one 1v1 against Grunty, I'm also going to do, as well as Flush the Floaters, the Red Bear Racing Challenge against Humba. She's not a witch, but she does have magical powers, and since I don't want this video to only have one challenge in it, I'm going to count her anyway. Just as in the last Which v Which challenge, step 1 consisted of taking lots of photos of Grunty's vehicle, and then going into Mumbo's motors to have a shot at building it. I actually really like Grunty's vehicle in this challenge, and I'm quite happy to add it to my collection. I'm assuming it's in reference to Bubble Gloop Swamp from the first Banjo-Kazooie, but regardless of whether it is or not, it's still a pretty darn cool crocodile. Because it is built like a crocodile, it's not exactly the simplest vehicle to copy, and also that's not helped from the fact that when you go to take photos of it, half of it's in water, so seeing the whole vehicle at once is a little bit difficult, and adding to this because it's purple water, getting the colour scheme of the vehicle correct underneath the waterline is also not without its troubles. Nevertheless, I think I got it pretty much correct, and if I did get any parts wrong, it's probably just missing or adding a couple of light blocks in certain areas, but nothing fundamental about its silhouette or about its actual functionality. So now that we have the exact same vehicle, it's time to get onto the first Which v Which challenge found in Logbox. But unfortunately, we are, despite having the same vehicle as Grunty, immediately at a distinct disadvantage, because Grunty starts in the water, and you start on land despite your vehicle not being able to function on land. However, once you're actually in the water, and once you actually muscle past her and take the lead as you can see I have now, keeping the lead is actually quite easy, because the vehicle is actually surprisingly speedy. I'm not really sure why Grunty's vehicle moves so slow despite your vehicle being an exact duplicate of hers, but I'm guessing it's just because she never really puts the pedal to the metal. This thing's got some speed to it. And despite Piddle's best effort from the gunner seat, I was not only able to finish, but almost lapped her twice. Moving on to Humba's aeroplane, the most difficult thing about building this vehicle was actually getting the reference photos of it because, being an airplane, it was airborne and moving rather fast, so it wasn't a matter of just running up to it. Instead, I flew over the top of it, pulled off some James Bond maneuvers, jumped out of my aeroplane, paused the game, took some photos, and lo and behold, I had my references. Actually, building the vehicle was extremely simple because it is a very basic plane. That said, I'm not really sure why she has a rearview mirror sticking up in front of her window, but I suppose each to their own. The only difficulty I really ran into while replicating her plane was the fact that on the back of it she has a disco ball, which I don't actually have. I think you may get the item from either doing Stop and Swap or possibly from the Log Lost Challenges DLC, but since I didn't have it, I replaced it with a fish bowl, and in doing so I think mine's better because Disco is dead, but my pet fish is not.
Disco is not dead! Disco is life!
Once again, while using Humba's vehicle, the first thing I noticed is that mine was a lot faster than hers. I'm not really sure what the deal is here, but it appears that the characters within Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts never really put the pedal to the metal. Passing Humba was absolutely no difficulty, and once I was in front, there was really no question as to whether or not I would be able to keep the lead. And the second thing I noticed around this point is exactly how low my fuel was. It started off low as expected, considering that you only have one small fuel in your vehicle, and it was pretty much immediately obvious that there was definitely not enough fuel to get to the end of the course without actually running out. And indeed, by the end of the race, I actually did run out of fuel not once, but twice. However, luckily, thanks to the vehicle being pretty light and it having wings, it's still able to coast long enough for the fuel to regenerate and you to keep flying and even maintain your lead. I really have no idea if moving faster in the game guzzles more fuel, but it would be interesting to explore as a little bit of an experiment, maybe at a later time. Maybe that would explain why Humba is flying so darn slow. But as the race is heading towards its end, I'm going to use this section of the video once again to do a little bit of housekeeping. Firstly, just as last time, if you want to attempt this challenge yourself, after I stop talking and after this race finishes, there's going to be the layer by layer of both the vehicles, so you can replicate them into your own save and then try the challenges yourself. And if you want to see the first Which v Which challenge, which is the Nutty Acres one, click the annotation on the screen right now, or click the link in the description. And finally, with all of that said and done, as always, thanks for watching, and until next time, I have been and still am Grim Grindle.